What's up, man? My cat at home, she's almost 17. She had a medical emergency today, so I'm thinking it might be the end for her soon. It's really making me depressed right now. It might be her time to go soon, and I'm not ready for her to go. Just trying to relax. She managed to eat a little bit today, but she was really in bad shape earlier. It's just hard for me to deal with. I hate this boss. Just so boring to fight. Annoying projectile spammer. You can't kill her fast either. Dante can. Boring to fight. Doesn't do anything but shoot. Just one-shot this boss. I don't have the patience. I'm not in the mood to fight it normally. I get bored. Just die. Fucking garbage boss.
Get ready, sugar.
Should probably just turn off the stream. I feel like garbage. Really not feeling well. I might just play some Streets of Rage. No one watches these streams anyway. I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm tired of projectile spammers. Come up with something else. Actual melee attacks. A massive headache. I'm trying to not cry right now. Just anxious and fed up with everything. So I feel like just running this channel is not worth it. Just give up. Oh, it's this stupid gimmick shit. I hate this.
大丈夫です。私の剣の炎。紅蓮は乱れて 紅蓮は咲き乱れています。
Love this. Force stealth.
戦闘終了。
Somehow I
お
didn't get
次の戦闘は
caught.
何ですか？
Surprised the mission requirement isn't to not get caught. Like, don't want to play Metal Gear in a game like this. It's especially odd when it's like it has like 2% of the mechanics in like an actual stealth game. They still shove it down your throat. No depth to it at all. It's just kind of getting lucky. Make sure you're not in their sight zone. Sometimes I've done this before. Sometimes they just walk around in a pattern where you can't not get seen. Forced gimmick fight. I always want to stop playing this game when they do this shit. Let's play as a character with half the depth and the mobility. This is so much fun. Playing as a crap character. That's the whole point of these games, to get busted characters. What is their obsession with this? There's a lot of those fights in this. Play some, like, NPC. It gets a lot worse later on. They make you play as them for, like, a lot longer, from what I remember.
グレンは咲き乱れています。
Might just play some boomer games in a bit. That's not going to piss me off either. I'm really not feeling well mentally because of Angel having that medical emergency earlier today. We don't know if she's going to be okay. She's lived a long, full life, at least. Hope she gets to be with us for a bit longer. A very sweet cat. Very affectionate. Likes to just spend time with you. I don't want to see her go, but she is almost 17. She's been around a long time. Like cat years, she's like in her 80s. Well, gimmick level. My favorite. He has to play this doofus again. First time wasn't enough. Must be taking a cue from Platinum Games. Secret Kamiya game. It sure feels like it. The obligatory turret section. The turret section or the escort mission. Or the auto stroller that goes on for 12 minutes. Gotta meet the quota. My first online experience. I'm quite old, so probably like America Online back in like 94, 95. I was a kid at the time, of course. Talking about online games, my first one was Castle Infinity. That was in like 96. Basically like a kid's MMO. Very clunky by today's standards, but at the time it was like revolutionary. My parents, my mom married my stepdad. One of the things he did to bond with me is he bought me that. was pretty cool. I mean, it wouldn't hold up now, obviously, but that game was kind of a pioneer. It's like having like an online experience, but kid safe. You know, you couldn't swear. There was no way to post like custom imagery or anything. Kid safe game. You couldn't really talk with people much, but you could still like fight bosses. I don't remember much about it. Hi, kitten. What's up, man? Hi. It's okay, groupie. He's just a kitten. Groupie's a little fed up with the kittens. We don't know how old she is. She just kind of showed up one day. She's fully grown. She might be a senior cat. She might be like middle-aged. Boy, this game has been a PR nightmare the past few days. They posted a statement this afternoon, about like 8 hours ago, basically saying that they didn't want to change anything, which is kind of odd because the game's getting review bombed because of the stupid changes they made. And apparently, I don't know much about this because I'm not really a mobile gamer. I just play like games like this that have cool combat and stuff. But if you get downvoted too much, the game gets removed off the store. So it's really weird that they didn't really try to backpedal. The most they did is the event. I guess they made it so that you might be able to get everything for free, but even in there, they're like, oh well, you might still have to pay money. And then all the rewards in here being cut in half. They just said that they're not going to change that either. It's like, what? You guys going to keep getting downvoted until no one can play the game? I don't understand it. Normally with stuff like this, they pretty much just bend over when there's a threat of people leaving and not spending money. But these guys are buckling down, which is very strange, considering the circumstances. I haven't spent a cent on this game, so it doesn't really bother me. And if I do, I normally catch on games I like anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I just think it's kind of boneheaded when you've been review bombed from like 4.8 stars to like 2.7. You think there would be some urgency to actually listen to people. It's like an empty promise. They're like, well, future events will be better. It's like, well, how do we know that's true? It's a future event. That's basically an empty promise. I don't know if that game will last, honestly. Might be a standard scenario where they fuck up the global release and then they shut it down because it's not making money. But it's like people want to spend money, but they don't want to be ripped off. When people feel like they're going to get ripped off, they're going to take their time and money elsewhere. I don't really have any attachment to that game. It's fun to play. I'm not really like an expert on it or anything, but I'm kind of apprehensive towards even spending time on it, let alone money. It feels like that game is going to go. It's going to continue to go downward because they're not really making an effort to actually listen to people. I'm just baffled at like how they managed to fuck
前
things
面有
up.
很多福利呢。
People were hyping up that game for a long time because it has better gameplay and relatively fair monetization and stuff. But then they tried to pull a fast one on people. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, people have been playing the other versions for like a while now. I mean, people can be stupid, but they're not that stupid. I don't know, it's a shame. It's weird how companies will screw themselves over intentionally for for small profits. A small profit instead of trying to actually accommodate people. What's up, Shakesman? So close to 60 on this, but I gotta wait until tomorrow. I've actually got a bunch of characters coming soon too. Zhang Liao, Zhang He, Xiao Ren. Yang Wei, Wen Shou. I'd like to get them eventually. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip these and play something else. Man, that's still so close. 60, I can finish this and get another officer. Gotta wait. At least with this game, they can't make the monetization any worse than it already is. So when they do the global version, which has already been confirmed that it's coming, it can't really possibly be much worse. Monetization in this can only get better. It can't possibly get worse. So this might actually be one of those few rare, like, foreign games that gets a global release a lot later. It might actually be better. At least it will be on par. Punishing global region seems like the opposite. They really dropped the ball. Well, this game's got pretty horrible monetization, so I don't really think there's a way to screw with it. If anything, they might be forced to actually make it better. I don't know. It's hard to tell. This game's got everything you want. The gameplay and the frame rate. Actually feeling like a video game, not some shit auto battler. But then the monetization really humbles you really fast. You don't really seem to be interested in fixing it either, which is kind of weird. They've been getting a lot of complaints about it. Global version's probably going to change things. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but they might actually still have that tone deaf greed. Yeah, this game's legit. It's just be ready to save or spend a lot if you want the best stuff. Which might not bother some people. I mean, this is a pretty good game. I kind of don't feel like playing it right now, though. I'm gonna play something else. Actually, I'm gonna show the kitties. Let's do that. Let's take a kitty break. Kitty break. Got the kittens here with me. He just kind of came up and barged his way onto my lap. Here he is. What's up, man? His brothers are pretty tired. They don't want to do much right now. But they're being fed in about an hour, so They're gonna start getting excited. And here's Groupie. Yeah, we're gonna eat soon, guys. You guys ready? Are you getting up too? I call this one the traumatized prisoner because he got himself trapped in here about a week ago, and now he barely wants to leave. We don't have names for them yet, but I call this one the traumatized prisoner because he was worried about being in here for a while, and then he realized that he's got it pretty damn good in here, and he doesn't really go outside much anymore. He's happy to just enjoy the benefits of being an indoor cat. This one's pretty much the same. He kind of came in. I think he was the last one to come in and get friendly. And Groupie just kind of shows up at night. She likes to be here for the night shift. She has a very important job. She likes to just sit here with me. It's very nice to have her here. I just think she's becoming a weeb because of all these games she watches me play. Very chill cat. She just likes to sit here and she just enjoys the company. Hey, what's up, man? You're up too? Yeah. You should go back. You should take a cat nap. For less than an hour to feed time. Yeah. Hi. Aw. What's up, dude? Your brother's already up here. I don't have any vacancy. He's not a lap kitty yet. He's very affectionate, but he hasn't quite grasped how to like sit on someone's lap and get more attention. He's probably gonna lay here. Yeah, what do you want to do, man? I'm not really a big guy. I don't have a lot of vacancy here. What's the plan? Yeah. Hey. Good boys. Generally, how the cats I care for, that's how they start to adapt. They figure out that they're kind of boneheaded for sticking outside for so long. They get in here, they have air conditioning and endless love and food. It's a lot easier to live in here. Sometimes it takes them a while to make that connection. These guys came around pretty fast. Still runs bad. We'll see how it gets when I get to the boss. I don't think they've updated the simulator in a while. I paid for the premium version. Can't run this game for some reason. Everything else I've thrown at this has been perfect. This random slideshow. We're just gonna give up on that. All these other games work fine. It's just that one. It's like some weird like technique it does that the emulators don't like. Everything else on here is completely perfect. A lot of fighting games on here. Dreamcast was heaven for arcade gamers. Shit for everybody else. You had like every arcade game you could ever want. Arcade perfect for the first time. And then outside of that, you had a couple Sonic games and Shenmue. It's like the entire library, pretty much. Very one-dimensional library. But I've been going to arcades like my whole life, so I was right at home with this console. I feel like it wouldn't have gone far even if PS2 hadn't destroyed it within like a year. That's because it doesn't have a very varied library. Yes. The CD attack. Should play Unlimited Match. I did play a little bit of 2002. KOF I played the most was 11. I played the shit out of that. That's actually my favorite KOF because it's got the tag system. It's kind of a bummer they haven't really tried to do anything like that since. The fire. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, skill-based as that mode is, there's definitely standard roguelike bullshit where sometimes you just get screwed over. I've been watching people do the weekly challenge. I've actually been watching a lot of Street Sport streams today, and it's actually a pretty rough one for Shiva because Electric Blitz isn't until like floor 28 or something. And that's like one of the things that lets him really get those high clears. I'm sure they'll iron it out. It does feel pretty unfair when you get those levels with like the arena level with all the gimmicks at once. And you're at like floor 30 or whatever, so it's like maxed difficulty. And it just gives you like a bunch of Veronicas or gold and silvers. Yep, your run's dead. You just kind of have to accept that it's not your fault you died. Kind of like an old school arcade beat 'em up like this, where if you played these games back then, you know that sometimes they want your credit to end. They want your ass off the machine, and they want somebody else on that sucks at the game and is credit feeding because they make way more money off that. Street Sport survival mode is kind of like that sometimes. Once you just accept that most of the time when it gets to that point, it's not your fault, it's a lot easier to deal with. Still plenty skill-based, but there's a decent amount of RNG too. I mean, it doesn't really matter unless you're trying to go for like the weekly challenge leaderboard or something, which has already been hacked to death anyway. I think this weekly challenge, somebody said they got to floor 201, which would take like about a day straight of playing. I don't think there's anybody out there that can play an intense beat 'em up at high intensity for 24 hours. Obviously, that's cheated. Bill, he's one of the leading members of the community. He basically said that he's going to make like a leaderboard for it, his own like unofficial leaderboard, but with video proof. So that competing actually means something, because right now it doesn't. People are already hacking. The person obviously did not play 201 levels. Your hands would fall off at that point. Plus, once you get past like 40, even with max defense, you're gonna get two-shot. There's no way that you could possibly luck out that long. It's statistically impossible. Getting past like 30 is already an achievement. 40 is like when the game is kind of like this, just trying to end your credit. Like this boss is an obvious, looking back at it as an adult, it's an obvious credit ender. You know, they make the first level pretty easy. You know, if you're somewhat competent at beat 'em ups, you can beat that first level without dying. So you get like 2 minutes of gameplay. A lot of arcade design is very intelligently designed to make money. Like they want to make sure the average person can play for like a couple minutes, but past that, They want you off the machine unless you're going to keep spending. Final Fight actually does something similar to Streets 4, where sometimes enemies will just do more damage for no reason at all. It's actually a very old school beat 'em up survival mode when you think about it, because it basically has rank. Most arcade games have rank. That was another way they subtly would end your credit in bullshit ways, so that you would either spend money or somebody else who wasn't like a hardcore a hardcore player would get on the machine.
There. Okay, there. Yeah, there. There, it won't beep now. I fixed it. Yeah, it's hot. You gotta let it sit. It's hot. It's hot.
That's what's cool about Crimson Clover, is it actually shows your rank. It shows when your rank is high, so you know that the game is going to scale up the difficulty dynamically. Most arcade games did not do that, although it was pretty obvious when you're at high rank, because the game would just throw a bunch of bullshit at you. I definitely have a couple games in here with rank. Fighting games generally don't do it. Fighting games, it's like if the game is successful, somebody's going to challenge you anyway, and you're probably going to lose to the. You're probably going to lose to an actual human more than the AI. It's definitely how it was back in the day. If you were on the machine enough to beat the arcade mode, that ended your credit anyway. So, in a way, they kind of wanted that. They didn't really want people to get good enough at it that they could just stay on the machine forever, which I actually did once at my my 8th grade graduation. They took us to Great America, which is a amusement park in San Jose, and it was the hottest day of the year that they took us there. And people were stupid. They were like getting really exhausted, waiting for the roller coasters and stuff. No shade at all. So I found the arcade, and I played Marvel 2 in there, and I had like 30 or 40 wins. I stayed in there the entire time. The arcade was also poorly ventilated too. There was no air conditioning in there at all, but just the fact that it had shade, I just stayed in there the entire time. But the people running the arcades don't want that. They want you to suck at the game so that you're on there a lot less. Oh, yeah. This game has such a great soundtrack. I grew up playing this too. I played this a lot. The kitten has joined the party. You want to come up or what? Make up your mind. I'm playing games like 30 years older than you. Get your ass up here. He doesn't know what to do. Well, I guess he's decided against coming up here right now. What's the plan? You're being very indecisive. What do you want? I'll go ahead and put him on camera. What do you want to do, man? What's the plan? Hi. Yeah, you can come up. Still got like 30 minutes to feeding time. You want to come up? Yeah. Chill with us. Here's your brother. Hey, big guy. Yeah. He's the only one that's figured out how laps work. His brothers are still kind of like oblivious to like, hey, you can sit on a human's lap and get endless attention. And if you're lucky, they don't move for hours. Those brothers haven't quite grasped that concept yet. The other one's interested. He's interested in coming up, but he doesn't know how. Plus, I have no vacancy. Yeah, you missed the party, man. You've been asleep. It's been hard doing all the extra stuff to take care of them, but it's definitely worth it. They're really sweet kittens. Track is so good. The sequel to this is actually coming to Switch very soon. I'm very excited because there hasn't been a console port for this in like 10 years. It was on the 360. I actually had a copy of that at some point, but I lost it. It was definitely one of my favorite cave shmups. The second one, anyway. I didn't really get the chance to play the first one. I took a cat break. The new kitten was on my lap. But then his brother started harassing him, so he got off. Brother is jealous that he's on my lap, but he doesn't know how to come up himself. They've only been coming inside for like a week, so things that other cats take for granted, like knowing how to get on laps and stuff and get affection, they don't quite understand. The orange one's the first one to be a lap kitty. Hey, he came back up again. What's up, man? Hi. He's such a good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah. Well, I guess BAME Core got a big ass update. It's taking a long time. It might mean more compatibility though, which is nice. I can't emulate anything on the cave board pretty much. Or the last board that they used before they stopped making games. It's like unplayably laggy. I don't know if that's just RetroArch or what, but kind of a bummer. It's a lot of games I'm locked out of on here. Well, the PS2 core got updated. I wonder if that got any better. That thing can't even run like 2D games right now. The emulation's really far behind. There's like one emulator that like somewhat works, but they charge for it, and it's built off stolen code. So the people that are smart say to not support that guy. He's not doing us a service at all. He's just trying to cash in. It's probably going to be a couple years before stuff like that will be playable. I think the top of the line phones can handle it, but the emulation is really far behind the tech. I know this one could barely handle it. Could probably run like Destiny Remake on here, but now that the Steam Deck's coming, I don't really expect mobile emulation to get much better. At the same time, you can already play like thousands of games on here perfectly, so it doesn't really bother me that much, but people are really thirsty for it, so that guy that's making that emulator is kind of just cashing in on it. I think Death Smiles is coming. Mushihime-sama is already out. Escaluda 2 is coming. Esprade is out on there too. That one's done by M2, so that's like the best port you can get. There's like one other too. Actually, let me look that up right now. I'm curious. Oh, it's Daifukatsu. The only one that's really exciting in there is the Escaluda because that hasn't had a port since 360. The other two you can already get on PC. But what's nice about the Switch when they port Switch shmups over, it's nice that you can run it in Tate mode without having a special monitor or rotating it. So some people really like shmups on Switch because you can play them like as intended just by literally rotating the console, which is a hell of a lot easier than getting a big ass CRT and rotating it. Most people don't want to do that just to play like one type of game. Hopefully these do well so that we get more of them. The only one that's new, a new port, is Escaluda. The Mushihime-sama port is actually really good. I've beaten it a couple times. I need to get a port review out for it. I've just been so damn busy with other stuff. I haven't gotten around to it yet. They don't have a release date for them, but it's supposed to be later this year. I mean, there's not that many months left in this year, so I assume probably in like the fall or the winter. Daifukatsu is a pretty good game too. I wouldn't mind buying that again. Hey, guy. Well, I think I'm about to sign off. And maybe I'll play some more Streets 4 tonight. Look at this guy. What's up, man? Hey. It's like he knows he can come up here and get lots of attention, but he hasn't quite made the connection yet. She's been here all night. She likes to just sit here with me. It's always really helps me to deal with my anxiety. She just sits here. She doesn't make any noise. Just likes my company. She's a true friend. Isn't that right, groupie? Yeah. This guy just started going up on laps a couple days ago. He's the only one out of his family that's figured that out. The others, they come up to my shoes and they just kind of roll around, but they won't come up. They're just waking up right now. They're getting they're about to get their nighttime zoomies, I'm sure. Oh. Just want to see if I have enough to get to level 60 on here, and I'm going to be done for tonight. Start to do some of the cleaning earlier so that I can go home a little sooner. Might just start at 9:20 actually, which is in a couple minutes.
今天又有很多福利呢。
No, that wasn't enough. How close am I? Oh well, first thing at reset, I'll get that. Alright folks, I'll catch you guys later. Things might be a little bit low-key the next few days, just because my cat at home, Angel, you guys don't see her because I don't stream with a camera at home, but she's almost 17 and she had a pretty bad episode today. We're not sure how much longer she's going to be around, and she's the sweetest cat I've ever known. She's just very affectionate. She's kind of like a groupie here. She just likes to sit with you, and she's just happy to be around you. We don't know how much longer she's got to go, so we managed to get her to eat a little bit, but she's probably might be having some kind of problems. Either that, or it might just be the heat. Either way, she's very old. She's going to be 17 in October, so that's been really bogging me down, and I'm really sorry that I haven't been putting as much into the channel lately. There's been a number of reasons for that. There's been extra work to do over here with the new kittens. There's 6 new kittens in here, so I've been coming over like twice a day and stuff. And then I had the Streets 4 NDA. I was working on stuff for that, but I couldn't show it or stream it or talk about it. And now that's over, but now there's all this other stuff going on, and I just haven't been in the mental state to really do like heavy duty content. I know that there's not really anything going on right now, but I feel bad. I know the quality of the videos has not been that great lately. I have not been in the best mental state for a number of reasons, and today just kind of pushed me farther down. I'm really worried about Angel. I mean, she's very old. She definitely will live a very full life if she passes, but it's going to be hard. I mean, she's almost 20. She's closer to 20. She's past 15. She's going to be 17 in the fall, so it's just kind of a bummer. But at the same time, it's been nice to kind of take a break and not work so hard. I haven't heard back about the Samurai Warriors 5 key, but apparently the demo came out while I've been over here at work. So I might check that out tonight, see how it runs, maybe do like a quick PC port video. I haven't heard about the review key. To be honest, I kind of got my fill of that game. It's very devoid of content, but mods for that game are going to be really awesome, and they're supposed to be DLC. DLC comes out in like a day, so maybe they're going to do a patch. Anyway, thanks for understanding. I'll see you guys when I get home.